The Boston Red Sox went out and signed the best available free agent remaining, Mr. Alex Bregman, 3-year deal, $120 million for Bregman with 2 opt-outs. Now, there's some deferred money, so the AAV turns out to be about $30 million a year. David, what do you think?
Oh, what I'm thinking is Scott Boras and Alex Bregman had a number, and they knew what that number was. They knew what they wanted to get, and they sat back and waited. This is the one thing that he is the best at, the very best at getting the number for his athlete. That doesn't always work out, but it's almost kind of feast or famine with Boras. But when somebody gets that number, and so we're always, the crazy thing is when we sit back and we look at these contracts, go, oh my God, 90% of the time it is Scott Boras who negotiated that contract. Scott Boras did it, and he's the one signing it, or he's the one like in the background, like grinning in the photo, or at Angels games grinning, because he does these types of deals. It is so hard, it's so complicated to be able to sit there and have a player trust him. And we've sat back and like, it was funny earlier in this offseason, we were going, is this the end of Scott Boras? Is this the end of Scott Boras? He's not. No. Scott Boras isn't stopping. He isn't slowing down. He has more athletes than he's ever had in his life. He signs bigger deals than he's ever signed in his life. It is incredible what he's going to do. And for the Red Sox, I think they overpaid. But they are looking at this saying they're in a great spot. It's a short-term deal. They're overpaying for short-term. At the same time, this puts their lineup in a perfect spot. They are a complete lineup. I love this lineup. They are not a bang like Manny Ramirez, David Ortiz. We're both going to drop 45 on your ass and like watch out type of lineup. But this is a doubles, singles, and every single one of these guys can put it out when they want to type of lineup. And it's a scary lineup. Now we're looking at this as almost a 1-9. And if Trevor Story is healthy and has a little bit of a comeback year, this is a scary, scary, scary lineup. And then they went out and got the pitching. Their rotation, which was what they really needed to work on, is a lot more solid. Garrett Crochet, we've talked about on the show before. I don't think he's going to be pitching a whole lot this year because of arm health. But if he's healthy, holy crap, watch out. That dude is incredible and electric. And he'll be electric when he comes back. If I think he'll get hurt, but when he comes back, he's going to be electric anyways. And then you got Walker Buehler. You still have Giolito, who's the question mark right now as a 6-man out. Maybe they might go to a 6-man rotation. There's some word about that. But you got Walker Buehler. If he is anything sort of what he was like before he had his second Tommy John, he's an absolute stud. And then
in the playoffs last year.
Yes, he still has stuff to grow through, and he still has things that he still needs to hit, but like he's going to be good. And then you have a good bullpen, Liam Hendricks. Let's not forget this guy was one of the best in the league for a couple of years. Aroldis Chapman, we all know about Aroldis. We don't like he's perfect in a setup man role for them. And then you got some other guys that down the line that are absolute studs. I love the lineup. I love the signing. Way overpaid.